Now, these diversity people, they make people hate us. They make people not like us. It's kind of like some black people are annoying too much with it to the point where it's like, you can't make memes now. You can't. Well, this is we do. A lot of us do it too. In the name of black people, usually though, because I mean the diversity is not really. It's about black people, really. Here. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to work with that. Okay, work with that. But big firms still aren't getting about diversity. Now, just to start off, the way that this sentence, what big firms are still not getting. Now, diversity is something that's made up in the university, and they get to decide whatever they want, whenever they want. There's not like there's this thing which, right? So to say that, you don't get it, that would just be, well, we've redefined it. Again, that's what that means. It's kind of like saying they don't get what racism is, or they don't get what consent is. Those they don't understand consent. Yeah, everybody. It's like you're stupid. If it's the case that I don't understand consent, it's because then you redefined it to something else. It's not because we didn't understand. It's because you're having this. You made a new definition which is different, right? But they'll sell it and like it's almost like it's to put you on your back. Like, hey, it's you that doesn't. No. I know that this doesn't make any sense, right? It's to put it on your back. Like, hey, you don't even know what's going. No. I know that that's garbage. Anyways, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. It's funny. My brother is very left, so he's like the opposite, like, to some extent. The United States, I think it's because this is work. He works in something like he teaches black kids, right? And I think that when you work into that, it kind of like changes how you're going to identify. The United States population will be increasingly more racially and ethnically diverse in the coming decades. Okay, with the growth of white Americans declining, the growth and decline, and people of two or more races, the fastest growing group, right? But we're not a. You see, I don't like the way they're grouping us already, right? This is monoracial and just anybody with two races. I don't like that. I don't like them using this as an excuse, and I don't know what that has to do with even what they're saying here, because diversity doesn't imply even that they're going to put mixed people. It just implies less white people. That's what I mean. Diversity means less straight, less heterosexual white people. That's what it means. Is there another variable? Diversity means less heterosexual heteronormative people, and less white people. There's one more factor. Like, right? Less normal, less the majority, less the typical, right? Representative. They don't like you. You could be all black and they'll call it diversity. It's all black people. It will say, look, it's what a diverse audience. It's just black people. Don't say that. Like they'll literally say, if you really pay attention, it just tends to mean. And again, we don't want all this stuff. Look, we don't even want all this stuff. I don't want. See the way that they're planning for us. You got to remember, these people have a plan for us. That's why you got to be careful. The whole global agenda, we're just mixed everything. There's nothing to be proud about that because we don't have a choice. This is something kind of being done to us from afar. This is deliberate. They sure helps don't want us to have a mulatto identity. They don't really want that. We're supposed to be basically. It's supposed to be the end of a race. We're not supposed to be able to then. They won't not like the fact that we want to identify as when we want our own too. Hey, we want our own. They're not going to like it. They're expecting us to just kind of blend in and be non-racial and like that. So you got to be careful with that. Like we're not like this marketing that you see too. The marketing that you see, that's deliberate too. Especially with right now, it's like the black and they're marketing. They're trying to market black women, trying to sell black women basically because of the fact that they're trying to market them, especially white men. They're trying to sell them to white men. And this is all leftist, of course. And it's all artificial. And so you might think, I showed that picture the other day on my other Unity tab, and it was like it was a Plato's Cave. It was kind of a version. It was an analogy to Plato's Cave analogy. Oh yeah, in the sense that, like I said, these people at top, they're controlling. They have already a plan. They've already decided by a certain year. You go to the UN. They already have like this. What's it called? Sustainability plan. They already have this plan of how we're going and where we're going to go. And you think we feel that we're more in control than we are, but we have to take control. That's what you have to think, right? Are you a white financial advisor prepared to navigate client situations concerning? Again, this is the weasel word, concerning diversity. Look, biracial combined families. So that means like not even us. That's why I said it doesn't mean us. It just means because they're using the word biracial families for like a black and a white person. Used to be interracial. But now they're calling it biracial, which is what makes the term biracial even more useless. The fact that they're broadening it to mean more things than not even biracial people, but people who are in a, like if a black and white person are in a relationship, instead of that's considered a biracial. This is getting ridiculous. And they're trying to kind of put us, they don't want us, right? They want us to just mix up in this. And if they're LGBT, they love that. They want to, because your race is a family, right? It's an extended family, right? And they don't, right, share that biologically. Nothing against them, though, by the way. I mean, I believe it's mostly biological. I don't really feel like we should be forced to be somebody. I don't think you can do that. Braxton is a co-founder and co-CEO of 2050 Wealth Partners and CEO of Lazetta and Associates, a consulting firm providing diversity, equity, and inclusion strategies, wirehouses, and large RIAs. I'm very curious, who would want you? Like, who's saying, like, is there like the government, who's saying that this is what we need? Like, who's even hiring these people? Let's say you have this organization and you want to put, okay, what about it? Why do I need you? Why do I need you? Right? I'm going to look into that later, right? The CFP named a 2021 Crain's New York Business notable black leader and executive is an outspoken voice calling for equitable treatment and advancement for black people at large, employ financial adversary firms. So as you can see, it's about black people. It's not about it. It's about black people. But we're kind of used as like the I don't know, like a wedge or a weapon to say, hey, well, there's like it's about black people. It's about if I identify as black, it's about black people. We can't even have an identity because of black people, because they think it's going to hurt black people. That's why they have the whole POC. Nobody asked to be a part of that. I didn't ask to be a person of color, nor did anybody who's not like all the Asians. Nobody asked to do that. These are leftist groups. They create, even LGBT is a leftist manifestation. You think these other letters have they have a choice to be a part of it? No, you don't. You're born and you're not a part of it. They'll even say you're not gay. I think it was like there was that gay. He's pretty kind of on the right side. He's pretty popular. And he was gay. Everybody doesn't know his name. It's blonde hair, right? He's kind of like a prankster. He's kind of like a Joker kind of guy. Oh yeah, they told him that he's not even gay, right? Because he's not. And it's not just like you have to go. You're down with the ideology. It's different. You're born in the world, and they put you in their group. They decided, hey, we're going to just add this letter. Nobody asked. You didn't ask for my consent. Not only we're going to add those letters, and you're now a part of our family, literally, and you're supposed to be thought of as your family, even though I'm not. Even though we're not, and you have to take on the ideology. If you don't take on, like, it's not just like, hey, you're part of LGBT, you have to take on the LGBT ideology, which is going to be incorporated with intersectional feminism, the whole thing, or else they'll kick you out. Like, they'll treat you as not theirs. It's not so easy, and you don't get a choice. You're born into a world. If you are gay, you're thrown in these groups, but for whatever difference you have, and now you have to, it's like, that's your place. You know, it's your race. And you have to believe whatever the ideology is, you don't have a choice. Is that freedom? Okay. While she cheers the fact that, like, she's outspoken too. That means a black woman, like a loud black woman. While she cheers the fact that 2022 saw 114 new African American CFP holders, I don't know what that is, and an 8.8 increase for a total of 1,766 black CFP professionals, according to the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards. There are cultural challenges as firms that make us feel as though we're not. Stop that. I feel awkward with a white person where I know I've been forced in his face. I know that, like, they didn't have a choice from me, and I'm forced there. How do you think they think about it now? They fucking hate you even worse. Okay, we know what they're going to say. They're going to say diversity hire. Hey, what's up, Tongue Stewart? Mulatto, nice to see you. They're going to say, so sometimes African American. Now, do they mean African, or are they throwing us in that category, right? Not a choice for us. These people just decide our fates, right? They've decided it's a construct. Forget about that. Whoever's mixed, you got to serve under blacks, right? You have to serve under, like, even if you're Asian, you got to serve under black. If you're not white, if you're anything lighter than black, you have to serve all the way until white, right? And you're kind of dependent. What I mean, let's say you're born, just you're like trans or something. You're dependent on that, like drugs. You're dependent on the whatever chemicals you got to get, and you're stuck in LGBT. You're dependent. You don't have a choice. She chooses the fact. Okay. There's a cultural challenge at firms that make us feel as though we're not welcome, even with all the skills sets we bring. Another problem is there's a lack of hospital. Another problem is, I hate to be mean, but black people are actually doing worse right now. Ever since the BLM and all the what was it, the virus. There's been a downhill. So you got to understand they're starting to not even do as good, and now they're like they have to ramp up the affirmative action even more unfairly. And when you hear the word equity, by the way, there's a difference between equality, which they refer to, and equal, right, which is equality of which is equal opportunity. And then there's equity and inclusion. And be careful, they're not the same. Slowly over time, that word equality got switched with equity. Equity means you get the same outcome no matter what. That's the difference between the outcome. You automatically get the same. I don't even know what, like, so those are not the same words. It used to be equality. Notice they don't even say it anymore. They just say equity. That's a quick switch, right? That's not what we thought it was. We were okay with, hey, we'll give everybody equal chance. You get your basic university, get your basic education, we'll give you some subsidies on university, and then from then on, you got to kind of do your own thing. This is not, we're going to make sure, even if let's say black people are not, let's say they decide to stop trying. Even if they stop trying, that would be only more proof that they're more oppressed, right? Because that's how it works. It's assumed that there's any differences in performance, and with men and women, right, in a unilateral way, that it's because of oppression, right? That's how they measure it, right? That's how they measure oppression is. What's the difference in how they're doing? And everything else is assumed. Previously, Braxton, who earned a master's degree in finance from the Wake Forest University Schools of Business, helmed Financial Fountains, a firm she founded and ran. Oh, wow, it's the black woman. She's doing all this, like, yeah, the black woman, she's doing all this, like, I really don't care, dude. Like, I really don't care. They brag about that. In 2020, she merged with Your Greatest Contribution, a practice founded by advisor Riand Kat R. Dorsat Inville. Their 2050 Wealth Partners now offers a team of 4 CFPs and charges clients an annual retainer starting at $5,500 for individuals and $8,500 for a couple. Now I'm starting to lose what we're talking about here. I don't know how much. This is about the firm, right? So it's about, like, what? Lawyership. About lawyers, like, right? Big firms, and a firm is, it's like those, right, where they have lawyers, isn't that what it is? Like a team of lawyers, a firm. It's like a lawyer place, practice, where they all, I might cut it, because okay. These are very bad arguments. Often, African Americans don't feel like they're even recognized at the firm she maintains, really. I tell you what, if you go there, you're going to stick out from everybody else. If you're black, I know how it is. I had to do that. I was in philosophy, equity, code for, it's communism. That's what it is. Yeah, it includes, it's communism. It is communism. It's just another way to, like, right. And, but it's the way that they switched it. They went with one, equality of outcome. Okay, we're good. We're all on board. We're going to switch it to equality of outcome anyways. We got you there, but once you got, now we're going to switch it on you. It's like, right? Because they know if they said that, it would never happen. We would never do it. But so they do. They go with one and then they switch the fucking position and that's, you got to watch for these movements, because these movements, a lot of these people, these movements is their whole life, right? Like a lot of these people, like her, if there was no racism, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves. There would be no purpose. They need it. There'd be no purpose, right? Because they wouldn't have, like, a identity. Like, if you took away feminism from some people, that's their whole identity, that's their whole life, that's their live breathe. They got nothing. You got nothing after that, right? They're like, right.